I want to just tell you what a great honor this is. I want to thank you. I will not let you down. America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than it has ever been before.
That was President-elect Donald Trump late last night celebrating his victory over Kamala Harris.
Yeah, this morning we now know that Trump has secured more than the 270 Electoral College votes needed to secure a victory. 277 is his number. Leah McNeil breaking down that number, other numbers here, looking at exactly how Mr. Trump was able to secure this victory here.
Yeah, and that's just 277. We're still waiting on more votes, and we do expect that number to tick up just a little bit as more people are still tallying up those votes. Now, that official news came just over an hour ago with the swing state of Wisconsin reporting a victory for Donald Trump. Those 10 electoral votes secured a second presidential term for Trump. And even though, again, we're still waiting on final numbers from states like Nevada, Arizona, and Michigan, AP is projecting Trump still will have more than enough to secure the second term of presidency for him. Now, if we do take a look at the big picture, it is very easy to see just red and blue, but it's what the map is actually not saying that has political analysts talking. And that's the data behind the numbers you see on your screen right now. In the majority of states, Vice President Kamala Harris did not perform as well as President Biden did in places like Georgia and Arizona. In many counties across the country, she actually underperformed by several percentage points if we're just comparing her numbers to President Biden. Now, if we take a look at one of the swing states in particular, Pennsylvania, which had 19 electoral votes, that's the most of all the swing states. Biden won that in 2020, but this go round, Trump secured the win. That's largely in part due to gains that Trump had in those rural communities that outweighed Harris's support in and around those major cities. Guys, if we're just looking at the numbers specifically, in Pennsylvania, Trump secured just over 3.4 million. Kamala got 3.2, so that's a difference of about 164,000 votes. So still pretty tight margins if we are looking at the grand scheme of things, but still just wasn't enough for the Harris campaign across the board.
Okay. Important numbers there, Leah. Thanks for looking into it. We'll continue this chat throughout the morning. Meanwhile, reaction from pro-Palestinian protesters who gathered outside the White House last night. You're seeing that here as we're showing you some of the video from the protest. There were also Irish and Palestinian flags outside the U.S. Embassy in Dublin. Americans there held a watch party to wait for the election results to come in.
Now, along with the presidency, Republicans are also hopeful to take the House.
Speaker of the House, Louisiana-born Mike Johnson, won his fifth term last night. Johnson was thrust into the national spotlight when the former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, was ousted. Very historical move there. Alyssa Curtis is joining us live now. And Alyssa, Johnson needs his party to clinch the win in order to stay Speaker, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. And he expects his party to come out on top at his event last night. He said he felt good about the other House and Senate races. While he's focused on several other races across the nation, he was expected to easily win his own race with over 85% of the vote. This will be his fifth term representing the 4th district. The Shreveport-raised lawyer says he never expected to be Speaker of the House. He said, in fact, it wasn't on his bucket list, but since he was thrust into the position, he's had a bigger role in national politics. Last night, he spoke about a conversation he had with President-elect Donald Trump about how important it is to leave it all on the field.
Everywhere I've been around the country, and I told you how many cities and places and events I've done, everybody's fed up and fired up. They're fed up about the cost of living and the rising crime rates and the wide open border and the weakness on the world stage. But we have the solutions to all that. And when Republicans regain control, which we pray tonight that that's what's going to happen, we're going to have the most aggressive first 100 days agenda that anybody's seen in a modern era. And we got to fix everything.
At last check, Republicans were on their way to securing the House, but several races still need to be called. So we will keep a close eye on that all morning long, and we'll update you as the morning continues. Reporting live, Alyssa Curtis, WWL Louisiana.